Sometimes we don't need a good reason to be depressed, or it doesn't make sense. You'd think other people would be elated. I finished this thing. But there's always a loss when there's a change. From New Life Ministries, this is Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn. I'm Stephen Arterburn. And Going Deeper is all about taking the tough issues, the hard issues of life, looking a little bit deeper inside so that we can gain some insight into our lives. Hi there. Welcome to Going Deeper with me, Steve Arterburn. Hope to give you some great insight today on some things that all of us know somebody struggling with, or we struggle with it ourselves. I don't know of anybody that's alive today, I'm sure there is someone, who doesn't know about the film series and the book series Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling wrote all of those books and of course has now become a billionaire over the success, and more power to her, because a lot of kids that would have never read a book that thick, well, they've read Harry Potter. Can you imagine being J.K. Rowling and being depressed? She said that when she was working on the project, she never cried, but in her words, I didn't cry as I was writing, but when I finished writing, I had an enormous explosion of emotion, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. Sometimes we don't need a good reason to be depressed, or it doesn't make sense. You'd think other people would be elated. I finished this thing. But there's always a loss when there's a change. Let me read you a quote from Richard O'Connor in his book, Undoing Depression. Now, he wrote this in 2017, if you can imagine that. We are living in an epidemic of depression. Every indicator suggests that more people are depressed more of the time, more severely, and starting earlier in their lives than ever before. If that's what it was like in 2017, can you imagine that statistic and that condition in 2020 and 2021 with so much separation, isolation, and antisocial distancing? Fact is, we make a lot of progress in things like cancer and other illnesses, but in the area of depression, the numbers never ever get better. They just seem to get worse. I heard a psychiatrist the other day say he has never seen this many people struggling with depression. I heard a therapist say there is no room in my practice for any other people to be added. In fact, we're adding clinicians because we've run out of space to take on new patients. So what I want to start with is to say this. If you are depressed, or you live with somebody that is depressed, this isn't an isolated situation, and it's not rare. It's extremely, extremely common. There are a lot of people that get depressed, and as we'll talk about next time, about 50% of depression is caused by a genetic influence or a genetic predisposition. And another 50% it's caused by environmental factors, and we'll go into those and we'll describe major depressive disorder. But here's what I want you to know today. If you love somebody that's depressed, the greatest thing that you could possibly do is become a student of that person and study them and get to know them. We'll talk more next time right here on Going Deeper. It's a series about depression. If you need some help, call us, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Thank you for joining me for Going Deeper. I hope something I've said may have helped just a little bit. If you have a question you'd like me to answer or comment, just email me at stevesocial@newlife.com. I'll see you next time.
If you want to support Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn, be sure to subscribe so you never miss another episode. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode, be sure to share it with them. See you on the next Going Deeper with Stephen Arterburn from New Life Ministries.